Hey guys, welcome to day 10 of writing. I hope you're all having a great day. I'm excited that we finally drafted the beginning, the middle, and the end of our informational paragraphs. And I think in our last video, after you finished drafting the end, I think I forgot to tell you that you could go to page, I believe it's 34. Let's check. Yeah, page 34 in your books. Let me share my screen. Page 34 in your books to copy down the end of your paragraph. So you should have already written your beginning draft, your middle draft, and now you can go copy down the end. Okay, so pause the video right now, take time to do that, and come back when you are done. So welcome back, guys. I hope you have taken the time to write down your ending from your draft ending from page 25 and copied it to page 34. So now the beginning, the middle, and the end should all be together in one place. Let's jump in by reviewing where we are in our writing process. So turning to page 8 and 9 in our books. Page 8 and 9 in our books. And here we are. Okay, so we're on page 8 to 9. We are on our writing path. There's Herschel. Say hi, Herschel. And he's boarded all through steps 1 through 4. We've been working on step 5, our draft. And we did our beginning, our middle, and our end. We have them all in one place. So now we can move on to step 6, revise. Write time. Revise your writing. Make your writing the best it can be. You guys think we can do that? Can we make our writing the best it can be? I think we can. Okay. So we are flipping in our books from page 8 to page 28. Page 8 to page 28. I'll share my screen so you can see what it should look like. It should be this right here. It says step 6. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. That was the wrong page. I meant page 26 because we are just now starting step 6. It says step 6, revise. Okay, so when we write an informational paragraph, we want to make sure that everything we're writing is true. And before we get any further into this, let's review the materials we'll need for today and our I can statements. So I can revise an informational paragraph for focus, and I can use a checklist and peer review to revise. Now, the materials you're going to need today are your iReady books, of course, a pencil, and green and yellow crayons or colored pencils or markers. Okay, so you can take a minute to pause the video and make sure you have all your materials together before you come back. And then we are opening up our books like we just had them on page 26, like this. Okay, so Now that we've completed our draft of our informational paragraphs, we can begin to make revisions. Revisions are just little changes that make things better. So remember that all writers revise or make revisions to make their writing better. Okay, and you guys should have an informational writing checklist in your books. Hold on. Actually, guys, I don't think you do have this in your book, so I'm going to share my screen so you'll be able to see it on here instead. So this is called our informational writing checklist, and we are going to use it to help us revise our paragraphs. So let's go look at page 26 again. Page 26, right here. And let's read part of Jayden's draft and part of his checklist. So here's his checklist over here on the right. And here is the mentor text draft. Here we go. Our tracking fingers on the word in, and you can follow along as I read. In August, the Oglala Lakota in South Dakota dress as their ancestors did for a special celebration. The Oglala hold many celebrations each year. Their ancestors wore dresses and pants made from animal skins. The moccasins on their feet came from animal skins too. They also wore clothing with beautiful beads. Some beads showed animals, some showed plants. All right, now let's read Jayden's informational writing checklist. Did I introduce the topic of my paragraph? Do my facts and details come from my sources? Do my facts and details tell more about my topic? Okay, so first of all, we need to decide what was Jayden's topic. So in the beginning of his paragraph, he introduces his topic. What is it? You can look back in the text. You can pause the video if you need time to think, and then whisper your answer to the screen. That's right, Jayden's topic is the clothing that the Oglala Lakota people wear for a special celebration. So let's do step number 1 and underline Jayden's topic in green. So we're gonna underline his topic in green. Okay. And we want to remember that every sentence in the paragraph should give more information about his topic. So let's read each sentence and make sure that it does. The second sentence says that the Oglala hold many celebrations each year. Is that about clothing? No, not really. So what should Jayden do with that sentence since it's not about our topic? Yeah, he should probably take it out because we don't want to confuse our readers. I'm just doing red because that means Xing things out to me, but you can just do this with your pencil. You don't have to have red. Okay. So let's keep reading and see if the next sentence gives us a detail about the topic. If it does, then we will underline it in yellow because step number 2 says underline his facts and details in yellow. Here we go. Our tracking fingers on the word there. Their ancestors wore dresses and pants made from animal skins. Is that about the clothing that the Oglala Lakota wore? Yeah, right? Because it says their ancestors wore dresses and pants, and it tells us what they were made out of. What about the next one? The moccasins on their feet came from animal skins too. Does that tell us about the topic? Yeah, I think you're right. It does, because it's telling us about what they wore on their feet. And the next one. They also wore clothing with beautiful beads. Yep, that is also about our topic because it says the word wore and clothing. Gives us more details. Some beads showed animals. That is also a detail because we know they wore the beads. And some showed plants. Okay, so we have done number 2. And we did number 1. And we also already found number 3. What detail does not tell about Jayden's topic? That's the one that we crossed out, right? So that one was the Oglala hold many celebrations each year. Because that doesn't tell us about the clothing that they wore, and the clothing is our topic. So you guys can pause the video, finish underlining, write this down for number 3. And when you are ready, we will go over his checklist to make sure that he did everything right. Okay, I hope you have taken the time to finish underlining in green and yellow, finish copying number 3, and now let's look at the informational writing checklist and make sure that Jayden checks all of our boxes. The first one, did I introduce the topic of my paragraph? Did Jayden introduce the topic of his paragraph? Yeah, right, because we underlined his topic in green up here. He introduced it by saying, in August, the Oglala Lakota in South Dakota dress as their ancestors did for a special celebration. Okay, so number 1 is good. Let's read the second one. Do my facts and details come from my sources? Jayden's facts and details were their ancestors wore dresses and pants made from animal skins. The moccasins on their feet came from animal skins too. They wore clothing with beautiful beads. Some beads showed animals, some showed plants. Do you guys remember reading about those from our source text? This one, Natural Resources, and My Dad Lives History. Do you remember reading about beads and the clothing they wore? Here's a detail. They used the skin to make clothing and shoes. So, yep. And in this one, there's some clothing right there. So, yeah, I think we can check off number 2 as well. So, number 3, do my facts and details tell more about my topic? Does what we underlined in yellow tell us more about the clothing the Oglala Lakota wore? It does, right? So I think we can check off that one as well. Okay. I know this was kind of a short lesson today, but I just wanted to introduce to you the writing checklist and how we can use it to make sure we're including everything that we need to in our paragraphs. Because tomorrow we will read another one that our friend Herschel wrote. We're going to do the same thing, and then we're going to use our practice that we've had revising and using the checklist to revise and use a checklist on our own drafts. All right. So if you need to rewatch this video or any of the past writing videos, feel free to do so. But that's all I have for you today. So have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.